Mesa Verde, this is Heidi, and today I want to introduce to you an incredible teaching aid called the Putt Ruler. It was developed by a friend of mine back in South Carolina named Mr. Bob Walton. He's a tremendous golfer himself and also a golf course architect. And what this training aid does is several things, but his priority goal with this was to help people to read putts correctly and hitting the ball at the correct speed. So it's a very simple piece of metal, and I'm going to show you all the aspects to how this will make you a better putter. Okay, now we're going to show you quickly on how to use this teaching aid. Again, the original tip we're using it for right now is trying to get the right line at the right pace. Because the first thing you need to do before you just hit any putt is, what pace do I intend on hitting this? Is it an uphill putt and I intend to get it up to 17 inches past the hole? Or is it a slide away putt where I'm just trying to lag it, and in my mind lag means I'm just trying to get the putt hole high. So this example is about a 15-foot putt, slightly downhill, that's going to break off to the right. And we're going to show you how using this tool will help you decide if my line is correct and if my pace is correct. Okay, so when you go to use the Putt Ruler, there comes a little pin that you use in the front, and that's what secures it into the ground. And then you move the backside left or right depending on which direction you're trying to aim it. And you can see there are two holes here, and the way these are milled, they're milled exactly so when the balls are put on here, they touch perfectly. So that's why when you hit this ball, regardless of whether I hit it correctly, this ball will always go in my intended line and let me know if I read that putt correctly with the right speed or not. And some of the other fun things you can see are the lines, and that can help you see if you set your putter up squarely to your line to begin with when you put your putter down, because you can see if it's lined up with those lines or not. So again, this is the Putt Ruler. It's a fantastic teaching aid to help you learn line and pace, and it also helps you realize if you're hitting your ball on line initially or not. Okay, so I'm going to line the ruler up on the direction that I think I need to hit this putt. And what's very unique about this training aid is there's two holes seated in here, so these balls touch each other exactly. This is called the stroke ball, and this is called the play ball. So what happens, I'm going to hit the ball in the back, and regardless of whether I hit this putt squarely or not, the play ball is going to go in my intended line. And that's what's so unique about this teaching aid, because often people will come out and they'll work on the line of their putts, but they actually never hit their putt on the initial line, so they really never learn if they read the putt correctly or not. So let's try this. Okay, so with that particular putt, in my mind I was lag putting because it was going downhill, and that you could see, other than the cup being upside down, it did go into the hole and it wasn't moving with a lot of pace. But the interesting part is I'm going to now put up a string to show you where my original line is, because I know in a downhill putt like this, so often people in their mind say, oh, I'm just going to aim a cup out. But based on that speed that I hit that putt, now I'm going to show you where that initial line actually was. So I promise I did not move my ruler at all from the time that I made that putt. And what I've done is I've put a string straight across so you can see how far out that initial aim really was to make this little downhill left to right putt. So again, the Putt Rule is an extremely great teaching aid to help you see if you have the right line for the right pace. We have them available in the golf shop, and you're welcome to borrow mine anytime to give it a try, or give me a call and I'm happy to come out and show you how to use it. Okay, so again, the primary focus of the Putt Ruler and the training aid is to learn how to line it up correctly and get at the right pace to make your putts. And the reason the two balls are so important are because whether I hit my first ball correctly or not, meaning did I hit it on line initially, this ball, the play ball, will always go on the intended line the way that they're seated down into that ruler. But the interesting thing it can teach you with your stroke outside of the right pace and direction is if I am hitting that stroke ball correctly. Because if this ball is going way off line as soon as I putt it, one of your friends can see that, or you might notice that as well. So even if you had read the putt correctly, if your initial ball is always going offline, you're not going to make many putts. So it can also teach you to try to get your ball, the stroke ball, chasing the play ball as you make a putt. So for example, I'm going to miss-hit this first ball, so you can see that the play ball will still go on my intended line, but this one will go off direction. So you can see the stroke ball. I never would have made that putt even though I read it well, because I mishit it, but it did teach me that I did have pretty good pace and line on the play ball. So I did read my break correctly. I just now have to learn how to hit my stroke ball online to begin with. I hope this helps your putting and you make a lot more putts.